What's up, everyone? Nick from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with this week's fishing forecast. Today is August 11th. As you can see behind me, we finally have some rain. I figured this would be the perfect spot to do this today. We got some rain coming down. Up until this point, everything's kind of been the same as we've been talking for the last couple weeks. Looking at the radar right now, this might be a pretty good one. We've got a lot of red kind of blowing up to the west of us, coming across the valley. So keep an eye on gauges and stuff after tonight. We might finally get a little bit of a bump and kind of a reset in the water that we've been looking for. If you look at the next 10 days as well, pretty much every day from like 30 to 70% chance of rain in the evenings, just like this. Tomorrow's a heat index of like 101. We're still in like mid 90s through the rest of the week, so we may be getting a lot more of these pop-up thunderstorms. This could be a really good reset kind of on the water we've been looking for. So looking into next week, let's see what this water does. We may have some decent flows for some of our mountain streams and trout streams. We'll see what the Shenandoah does as far as a bump. And we actually get a little bit of a reset in temperatures too. If you look at next week, we're looking like mid-lower 80s and even some nights in the 60s. So this could be a good reset, kind of a change from the weather pattern we've had for the last few months. We'll see, if the trout can get some good cool water. So kind of looking into that, let's keep an eye. If with this initial kind of onslaught of a bunch of rain, might be some good streamer fishing in the spring creeks and places that are getting a lot of rain. If we can keep kind of good clear water, terrestrial fish will continue to be good. Grasshoppers, beetles, ants. I was out on Mossy Creek this morning. There are grasshoppers like 2 or 3 inches long. Don't be afraid to fish big foam hoppers, especially if you're kind of blind fishing the creek. Put a nymph under a big hopper like that, and you always get a chance at some big giant fish coming out of nowhere and eating your bug. So awesome rain. We'll see what that does for trout fishing in the next couple days. You guys can stay tuned because we'll post probably some videos and stuff if we get some significant flow changes. Last touch on trout. If you haven't seen, right now the public section of Beaver Creek is closed just kind of for the time being. Before this, we have had very little rain. It's super low at a pretty critical temperature and depth. So until we get a lot of rain like this that actually kind of flushes back through the system, we're asking that no one fish that public section, or the TU section who manages it is asking. So you can check our social media, the Mass Nut and Trout Unlimited chapter social media, for any updates on when that public section of Beaver will be back online. Looking at smallmouth stuff, looks like we'll probably get a bump in the river, maybe a little change from really low clear water back to stained, maybe some more flows. So might be looking back at some heavier, higher profile flies. Not going to be quite as stealthy. If we can get some color in the river, you can get away with shorter cast. You can fish heavier leaders. You can fish big bait fish, crayfish, stuff that draws a little more attention in that stained water. So weather temperatures are changing, rain's coming. Let's keep an eye on gauges. We'll kind of keep you guys tuned as we go through. And looks like a good reset. See you next week.